actually proclaim is a very simple statement from the book of Psalms. Simple words, Hine Matov. Isn't it nice that we're all here together? So let's join together in singing that, those simple words which reflect the joy that we have just being able to be together at this wonderful occasion. You'll find the words to Hine Matov on page 10 of the prayer book. You'll find somewhere confused in front of you or around you. Part of something that is great and important. And so we are here celebration that I would like to call Cy and Courtney to the pulpit to present their talito to their suckers.
Monty and Cy, my wonderful, precious boys, or should I say fine young men. I am so proud of you always, but especially today. It's been a long, exciting journey, and what a great accomplishment for both of you to be standing here. Well, my father used to tease me that I would have twins. By the way, today would be my father's 86th birthday. He and my mother are here in spirit. After visiting my sister in Virginia, who had a 1-year-old and newborn twins, I thought to myself, one more healthy baby would be just fine. When I found out I was pregnant, we went to the doctor for my ultrasound appointment. The nurse said she heard one healthy heartbeat and then another. After the shock, the first thing I thought was, my father was right, and the first thing we did was call Charlotte and let her know we needed to move into a bigger house. With Lexi almost 2, and after a healthy full-term pregnancy, on December 12, 2001, Monty King was born at 7:58 a.m., and 2 minutes later, Cyril Hirsch at 8 a.m. 13 wonderful years later, we are celebrating your B'nai Mitzvah together with your grandparents, Charlotte and Bob, who we love so dearly, your father that loves you so, your beautiful, loving sister Lexi, Eric, Christian, close family, and friends. You are both so much like your father and I. Cy, inquisitive, loving, organized, artistic, and talented. You're very social. You're one of a kind. Monty, sensitive, caring, hard-headed, athletic, and competitive. You're a leader. You are one of a kind. I had 2 boys at the same time that are so different, but together, wonderful brothers and best friends forever. I love you both with all my heart. Mazel tov.
First, I'd like to thank all of our friends and family here today. I feel so excited, grateful, thankful, and of course, nervous. I remember some of you actually were at my bar mitzvah probably 30 years ago. And then you guys probably were around when, some of you were around when me and Courtney got married. And now finally, well, before that, we had a baby naming, huge baby naming party. And
shekachalo, ashrei ha'am shadonai Elohav. B'chol yom havarcheka, v'velav shimcha le'olam va'ed. Dor v'dor yishabach ma'asecha, u'urotecha yagidu. Ve'zuz norotecha yomiru, u'gdulatecha hasaprena. Chanun b'rachum Adonai, erech apayim ugdal chesed. Yoduch Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidtecha yibarchucha. Ve'hodia livnei Adam gvurotav, u'kvod hadar malchuto. So mechan lechol hanoflim, zokeh b'chol hakfufim. Poteach et yadecha, maskia b'chol chayratzon. Karov Adonai lechol korav, lechol asher yigra'u be'emet. Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav, v'et kol harishayim yashmid. V'anachnu nivarech Yah, me'atov yad olam. Hallelujah.
Please raise from the Hatzi Kaddish on page 224.
U'chayu b'chol Beit Yisrael, v'galav yismoi karim, v'yimeru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach, le'alam lo ne'amaya, yitbarach, yitbarach v'yishtabach, yitpar v'yitrama v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitzaleh v'yitzalal, shmei kudisha, richu, le'la min kol birchata, v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, damiran v'yalma, v'yimeru, amen.
Page 226.
Adonai sefatitita upi agititecha. Adonai open
this is clearly business dealings. In other words, be above board, be upfront, be honest. Don't vex another person. But a great commentator of scriptures that we know by the name Rashi, Beth Israel, Rashi said no. That idea of being straightforward in business is covered somewhere else in the Torah. And the Torah doesn't repeat things. The words are too important to just be, repeating something that's already said. And so, through careful analysis, he says to us, here, this is telling us, do not vex another person with words. Now, first, in one context, this represents the rabbinic obsession with the words that come out of our mouths, and how we should be careful with the words that we speak, because words have meaning. In our culture today, words are kind of cheap, but in the rabbinic tradition, words were important and they had meaning, and also we can slice people, and Jews are pretty good at using words to cut down people and do stuff argumentatively. And so Rashi says here it means don't vex others with the words that you use. Now, the reason I mention this at this moment is that we're about to go to the Ark and take the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, at this very poignant moment when the Torah will be passed to the generations of Sai and Monty's family into their arms. And when the family gathers up here, in your minds, I would ask you to do 2 things. On the one hand, imagine that you're at Mount Sinai with these boys, giving them their Sinai moment, when they stand at the mountain to receive the Torah as their ancestors did before them. But there's another point to it, and that is that when the Torah is passed to the whole tradition, Jewish tradition, is being passed to them. And I bring up this interpretation to show how Judaism demands that we use our minds, that we just don't accept what looks to be written on the words of the pages, but we use our minds to understand the depth of them. And in Scripture, that's a very important study. We read, for example, an eye for an eye. God forbid anybody should think that that actually means you poke out my eye, I get to poke out your eye. Jewish tradition says use your brain. That can't possibly be what it means. And so they come up with a different interpretation, namely compensation, the value of an eye, if you put out another person's eye. And so it is the belief when we hand this Torah down to these boys that we're handing to them a tradition which asks them to be alert, to be awake, to have their eyes open to the world, to use their minds to figure out what is it they are supposed to do, how they're supposed to decide, how they are supposed to make this world a better place in which to live. So come, let's go to Mount Sinai together to stand and pass the Torah to Sai and Monty. And to do that, we ask you to turn to page 244.
Oh, ויצחק בן ישראל הראשון.
Lexi, and cousins Liza Fetto and
Sheva Vatetana Harivi'i.
Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'ami, Benatan Manu harsh and tough. This important statement gives us our choice. I can do the right thing, or I can do the wrong thing. Life always gives us choices. We can do good things ourselves, or we can choose bad situations. If we choose to do the right thing, we get blessed and rewarded. In the book of Deuteronomy, the Torah tells us to choose life. What that means is described in my portion when the Torah says God will look with favor on us when we do good. In this portion, it says that we must be good to others. Anybody who you encounter, you should not be mean and try to help. Be good to others, and good things should happen back. We might not see the rewards right away. In time, the good will be rewarded, and the bad will be punished. I want to thank all the individuals who helped me make this reality. First, I need to thank my grandmother. If not for her, this definitely would not have happened. She also helped drive and has been a part of everything happening today. I would also like to thank my very caring and supporting mother and father. I would also like to thank my tutor, teachers, rabbi, and cantor.
Shabbat Shalom. First, I'd like to welcome all of you to my B'nai Mitzvah with my brother Monty. In our portion of the Torah, it talks about blessing and curses. This section of the Torah is very important to the structure of our society. If the people of Israel and around the world are loyal and faithful to all of the Torah's commandments, then blessings will be felt throughout our lands. The opposite will occur in a form of curses and doom if they disobey God. According to the commentator, the Torah portion says, peace, security, and abundant crops are promised if they are faithful, but misery, suffering, and ruin will come to those who don't obey his commandments. In a perfect world, this should happen. I also realize that sometimes bad things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people. I understand this is not perfect, but I have faith and believe in the good and being good to others and not expecting anything in return. Hopefully, if we are good and do good things, blessings will be bestowed on us. Life is difficult sometimes, and it's hard to understand why some things happen, but I choose the path of good and not bad, without necessarily expecting a reward, but rather because we are supposed to choose the good. A bar mitzvah is a very important event in my life. This represents the change from a boy to a man. I know I'm still growing and learning the lessons of life, but completing my bar mitzvah gives me a great accomplishment in my life. I believe that as I finish this, many positive things will be felt. My grandmother is proud that I reached this point, and my parents are proud of me as well. Because I spent so much time and effort to get here, my blessings come to me in a form to a trip to Hawaii and a really cool party here at the temple. Sometimes you need to get rewarded for doing good. I want to thank my family, friends, religious school, Hebrew school teachers, tutor, Beth Israel clergy, Rabbi Burke, and Rabbi Bernstein for supporting me and helping making this happen. I especially want to thank my grandmother, Charlotte Kobey for making this happen today. This is one of the biggest events to happen in my life, and I'm glad I can share with all of you. Shabbat Shalom.
Ideas and live different ways, but when I saw the both of you then, I looked at you and I said, uh-oh, these are
bottom of my heart. It's an extraordinary pleasure. We are giving you today, Rabbi Burke and myself, your B'nai Mitzvah that says that you are now young adults in our community. That doesn't mean that somebody's giving you the car keys, and it doesn't mean that somebody's allowing you to vote. However, in our community, you know that you can give back the way your parents give back to the community, the way that your grandmother has done for so many years in our community. We are grateful, and that's what this is. You have the opportunity to make a difference in the world, and you are sons of our community, and we are grateful. Israel and Moshe, we hope that your lives are long and fruitful and joyous like today. Mazel tov.
Describe it in physical, real, now, this life terms, like a trip to Hawaii. But I don't think that's what it means. I think what it's teaching us is that life is about choices. We said this. And we have the opportunity. And Judaism tells us that almost every choice we make has a choice to increase the holiness and goodness in the world or decrease it. And not everything, like which shirt am I going to wear today, but a lot of the choices we make in life have that kind of weightiness to them. And what the Torah, I think, is saying, especially when we refer to the book of Deuteronomy, it says, choose life. It's saying, make the choices that open up the maximum opportunity in your life to achieve happiness and goodness. Now, frankly, that is, in a nutshell, everything that your parents, your teachers, your rabbis, your religious school experience, all of that we have tried to convey to you boils down to trying to enable you both to go through life making choices that are choices l'chaim, for the sake of life, that will enhance life, that will make life better, that will open up the opportunity for both of you to find a path in life of blessing, a path that brings you a sense of fulfillment, a sense of completeness in your life. And so that's what I think it means, the blessings that are available for us, the opportunity for blessings if we choose wisely. Now, it's not traditional to read Haftarah on the afternoon of Shabbat, but the Haftarah that's attached to the portion that we read this afternoon, which will again be read next Shabbat morning, next Saturday morning, tells us something that comes from the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah lived in a very tragic moment in Jewish history when the kingdom of Israel was about to be conquered. He was predicting, he was warning people that this was about to happen. And yet right before it happened, he does a strange thing. He buys real estate in Jerusalem. He buys land. Now, this was an extraordinary symbolic act because he knew and was predicting and got in trouble for telling people that the destruction was about to come and the people were going to be expelled from the land, dispersed out of the land. This was the time of the destruction of the first temple. But what did he do? He didn't cry and bemoan. He bought land and real estate. He was saying to the people, look, this is coming. It's going to happen. But, as he says later in the book, there's hope. We will return to the land someday. And we would say in our culture, he put his money where his mouth was. He invested in Jerusalem real estate, which, by the way, is pretty expensive these days. But the point was, he was telling the people, this is going to happen. We're going to have to learn a lesson from it. And once we learn that lesson, we will be able to return to our land. There is hope. Your people throughout history are people who really introduced the hope model into human thinking. Thinking that we're not doomed to a fate that we have no control over, but rather with the blessing of our minds, of the tradition that tells us how to guide our way through life, that with all of that, we can make choices, and there is reason to hope that with our choices we can, as I said, open up the door for opportunity, for hope, for goodness, for some success. And so today the message to you is to believe in yourselves, to have hope, to open up your life to the possibility of blessing by making good choices, by being good and strong in your convictions, and always looking for the path that will lead to blessing. That is our hope for you today begin to conclude our service with the Eleno on page 282. The bottom of the page, and when we're done there, we go over to page 287. May their memories be for blessing. Together, Yitzchadal, Yitzchadash, Shmei Rabbah. Ve'alma, Yigarah, Shemite, Yami, Malchute. V'chayekon, U'v'yomekon, U'v'chayei, V'chol Beit Israel. V'agalav, V'zman Charim, V'imru, Amen. Yehei, Shmei Rabbah, V'barach, Ve'alam, V'amein Almayah. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitlavar, Yitramah, Adar, Aleh, Alal, Shemei, Kudishah, Brichu. Ve'ela, V'kol, Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbachata, Nefamata, Da'amiran, V'alma, V'imru, Amen. Yehei, Shlama, Rabba, Shemaya, V'chayim, Aleinu, V'al, Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, V'ramah, Uyaseh Shalom, Aleinu, V'al, Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. And to this we all say, Amen. We're going to conclude in a moment with the service of Havdalah. That is the service that we use to separate the Sabbath from the rest of the week. To be honest with you, it's a little bit early with the sun still shining, but here we are. And so we're all going to celebrate Havdalah anyways. The word Havdalah comes from the verb lahavdil, to distinguish. It really represents one of the distinguishing features of the human mind, that we have the ability to make distinctions between right and wrong, good and bad, the Sabbath and the rest of the days of the week. So the very nature of the service celebrates our ability to use our minds and make those kinds of distinctions in our lives. The symbols we use are very earthy, simple symbols. Wine, of course, is a universal symbol of joy. This contains a spice box containing various pesachim, sweet spices that we smell during the ceremony, and they remind us of the blessings that we're privileged to experience in this world. The blessings and the pleasures that come to us through our senses, sight and smell and touch and listen, hearing. And we have the Havdalah torch, the candle with many wicks. And when I see this, I think of what's written above our heart, where it says that Ner Adonai, the Lamb of God, Nishmat Adam, is the soul of the human being. We are God's light. When we go out into the world, we bring light into the world. We bring goodness and warmth into the world. So we're each like one of these wicks. And the interesting thing is that when these come together, those wicks don't diminish in their light, but rather they make a larger light. And so it is with us when we come together as families, community. It doesn't diminish who we are. It brings out the best and illuminates who we can be and the good that we can do together. So now I'm going to ask Mom and Dad and Sister to come on up and join Sai and Monty. And I'd like all of you to come and flood this area with humanity. So all y'all, come on down. The spirit of Jesus, all y'all, come on down.
let's put our hands together for Sammy and the gang.
All right, can I get a birthday hug? Can you guys give her a birthday hug? Oh, thank you. What about a kiss on each cheek? Thank you. Velma, what's the best thing about being 98 years old?
Having a family like this.
Wonderful. What do you want to say to your great-grandma?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Cool. Thanks, you guys.
All right, if you don't have a seat, you are now a judge. And our circle is still spinning. Do we want to get mom and dad up on the chair? Yeah, all right. We're going to bring the boys down. We're going to get mom and dad up on the chair. All right, we need some strong guys on the chair. Do we have any other family? Maybe Thelma wants to get up. Lexi, where's Lexi? Let me see your hands in the air. Here we go. kick, kick. Turn and face the opposite way. Dr. Pepper. All right, judges. And we can't argue with our judges. Everybody back to your sides. Monty. Dr. Pepper. And back to your sides. Look out in the middle, you guys. Pepsi. Pepsi, you guys should be on this side. You guys should be on this side. All right, judges, anybody? All right, everybody back to your sides. All right, back to your sides. Coke, Coke. Get on the left. All right, everybody back to your sides. Dr. Pepper. Do it for the video.
wanna do it, yeah. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it all. Do it, and do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, let's do it, let's do it.